So I'm currently behind the 2024 Land Rover Defender S, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. So starting like I normally do from left to right, over on the left, you got your window switches, you got your rear mirror adjust toggle right here. You've got some buttons for the different presets for the driving seating position that you can put. You got door locks on the side, you got your door latch right here. I'll showcase it when I get to the passenger door, but you have a Meridian audio system sprinkled throughout the cabin. A little bit up, you have a little grab handle right here if you need to get like better in your seat, or if the steering wheel's not enough and you're doing some off-roading, you got somewhere to grab or somewhere to get in the car as well. You have a little tray spot right here. Down low, you have your parking brake. Then you have a full crisp clear digital display. So this can be customized through multiple options. Like you can completely get rid of both the tach and the speedometer and just kind of display the speed limit and the whatever media you're listening to. So I'm going to kind of go through that right now. So using a traditional tach speedometer, you can adjust the information in the center. So right now I have it kind of on a four-wheel drive info screen, but starting at the top you have your navigation, currently sitting at a random church parking lot. Media, currently not listening to anything, obviously. Trip summary, you can see your miles per gallon and different options in that department. That four-wheel drive info, that's kind of where I was leaving it. Driver assistance, clock, and then it's going to be a blank empty panel should you like that. So like I said, I've been kind of leaving it here because it is a Defender, so I might as well have some kind of off-road screen on there, but just gonna hit select on that. Pushing it again, I'm gonna kind of show that layout, the multiple options. So you have this 2-dial like I have, you have 1-dial, which will be like that. Then you can kind of move that info panel as well. So display layout again. You can have just the whole map where you are. Like I said, currently at a random church parking lot. Media, if you just want whatever, obviously there's nothing I'm listening to, so it's going to just display the vehicle there, but you'll have obviously the speed limit and what gear you're in over on the left side. And then driver assistance, if you just kind of disappear all that. So I don't know, I just like it traditional, just gonna have like a 2-dial setup like so. Along with that, obviously showcases your fuel mileage down low on this screen as well. Going back to the steering wheel, everything I was kind of adjusting up on that infotainment display is over here. You see these little knobs. That's basically you go up and down, but this little center button is kind of like an enter button. So clicking in on that kind of allows you to adjust the screen. There's also options for trip selection and vehicle settings there as well. If I just kind of back out of that, you saw that the colors went away. You got phone options as well. This is the tuner knob for your songs or radio stations. This is a volume control knob. Then you have talk buttons as well. Over on the right, you have cruise control options. So this kind of enables that. And these little arrow buttons basically allow the distance. Obviously the vehicle will control the cruise control based on the vehicles in front of you. So if you want to be up close, you'll be pushing this button. If you want to give a little bit more of a lead, you'll be kind of spreading it out. There's basically 3 options, basically very close, in the middle, and kind of far back. And these are other options as well for that. And then the heated steering wheel as well. Give you a better look at the steering wheel. To the right of that, you have the engine start stop button right here. And then I'm gonna kind of jump over that nav screen for a second because the hazard button is up here with the 2 vents on the top. Coming down to that navigation display, if it flickers, it's kind of just a different frame rates. There's nothing wrong with the display, but you basically, this is your kind of home screen. It can be editable to your liking. So going all the way to the left in its current option and configuration, so you can hit the little pen right there and select what you want. But right now you have navigation, phone, media, and those options, first 3 options are right here as well. So navigation, phone, media, if you want to just pop right into those options. Then you have slope assist. So I've kind of been leaving it kind of on one of these 3 screens, even though I'm not wading through anything. It's kind of more of the off-road screens, and if I'm not listening to Android Auto, I'd like to kind of display some off-road settings. So slope assist, compass, wheel info. The wheel info matches that off-road screen right there on the center. Weight sensing, obviously the vehicle, or not obviously, very uniquely, the vehicle will kind of tell you your water level if you were to jump this thing in a river or crossing a creek or something. Energy impact, currently I'm just using AC and cooled seats, which I'll showcase how to turn those on right now. Driving style, and then obviously you can also select from that side to adjust what you want visible. Before I go into all the app bubbles that you can click in, over on the right of the screen, you have this basically parking camera button. So there's multiple options to see all around the vehicle. So on the road, currently, you know, like I said, parked at a random church, you can just kind of spin the vehicle around and see every corner, see where you're parked, and I'll back it out. Now off-road kind of brings it down to that wheel level. You'll see what you are, where you are, and that unique animation right there showcasing four-wheel drive settings will pop up right there as well. And then towing, just give you a look at the back so you can pretty much see anything on the vehicle. So going into the home screen, pop me back here, and these little four squares, clicking that would basically have you a quicker option into whatever you want to select. So navigation, accounts, seats, climate, cameras, pop you back in that camera view. You have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you have a valet mode, you have eco data, so just click in there real fast, showcasing just kind of how you've been driving style, energy impact, eco tips, and history. Go home for a second, back in here. So the four-wheel drive screen, just giving you a little warning. This is kind of, you know, more unique into those options, showcasing, you know, the angle, currently flat, so 0, altitude of the vehicle, that unique four-wheel drive, you know, icon again, where I'm, you know, kind of heading, so hitting wade sensing as well. Currently, the max you can have of this thing underwater is almost 3 feet, but there you go. Not going to test that, not my car. That's how I will not get another one to test out, I'm sure. Then you have that as well. So you also have a low traction launch option as well. So clicking in there, you can kind of hit that, which will be better for like a snowy situation or a lot of gravel, something that kind of will slip the wheels. Vehicle dimensions. I really like this because I personally drive an off-road capable SUV, not to advertise another SUV, so I'm not going to just name it. You can follow my content, you know what I drive. But and you know, I have a really tall roof rack that came stock, and you know, I'm always playing that game on, you know, what am I going to fit in that parking garage, and you know, this, you'll actually know exactly, you know, the height of your vehicle, because there is an option to lower and raise it as well, which I'll showcase how to do that as well. So I actually really like, it's very simple. It's, you know, you probably should be hidden somewhere in like the manual screen, but I actually like that you get your vehicle dimensions. You got voice, phone, where you can set up your phone for those Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, media, wade sensing. So that's kind of clicking in there again. That kind of pops you into just the wade sensing option. Towing, trailers, air quality, Amazon Alexa, driver assistance. You can connect a bunch of accounts, vehicle health, and weather. So you pretty much have a lot of options on what to play around with. Coming down from there, you've got this unique gear lever right here. So you have park as a button, and you have reverse, neutral, and drive, and then you can knock it over to the left and kind of select your own gears right here in the sport mode. Then you have a ton of buttons and then kind of options behind the buttons as well. So you have a bunch of hill ascent option or descent options. You have an auto start stop button you can turn off. You have different HVAC controls, and then there's HVAC controls hidden in these knobs. So right now, if I were to turn this, it's sensing or turning the temperature, obviously, and it's digitally displayed there as well. So right now, just you go to the lowest, it's going to say low. You see these, let me turn this down for the, so I should just do that since I'm doing it right now. So you click this button and you have the control of the fan over here. But when you click in, you also will get control of the ventilated seats to the left and then the heated seats to the right. So you see those bars that are coming on, and then, you know, obviously it's really hot, so I'm gonna have the cooled seats on. This button right here enables the different traction modes. So right now, or the different drive modes, I should say. So you have eco, kind of the comfort. You have grass, gravel, and snow. It's going to give you kind of a warning. So you have the mud ruts program, sand, rock crawl, and wade if you're actually going to go into some water. So really, you're just going to be driving either in comfort or eco modes. So right here on the left of that dial, so I'm just going to click in so the HVAC, you know, knows that I'm doing things for HVAC control. So you have 2 buttons which will raise and lower the vehicle, depending on, you know, if you're off-roading, or you lower it if you want, you know, more fuel efficiency, so that you'd have that. Then you have traction control off. You have for your 4-wheel drive low, obviously right there you have more HVAC controls, auto, AC for driver and passenger. Then you have obviously more climate controls as well. You have volume control, and you can turn off the volume control over here on the right. Coming down from there, you have a USB-C, old school USB. You have a smoker's plug, as I call it. A lot of cubby space. It, you know, pass through right here. Then you have more cubby space tucked under here as well. You have 2 cup holders right here. You have a charging pad. Then you have the armrest. Popping up the armrest using my Coke can scale, you can fit probably 4 or probably 8 Coke cans stacked 4 or stacked too high in there. I'm going to go to the passenger side. So basically this whole thing can be a grab handle, you know, if you're doing some serious off-roading, but it features nice Defender branding. There is a USB-C tucked right here, and then this is kind of a passenger tray, maps, phone, whatever you like. I mentioned that Meridian speaker system that is sprinkled throughout the cabin. Get you a nice look at that kind of rugged off-road looking door. The seats, the rear. So there is a sunroof that is for the front and the middle row, and then you kind of have, you know, windows in the back, that, you know, Land Rover Defender look, sprinkled in the back as well. All the sunroof controls are controlled above right here. Then you, I'm saying the name of the vehicle, so it thought I was talking to it. But you have your rear mirror right here, and then you flick it, and then it actually displays what's behind me on a camera. So flick it, that's what's in the back of the car, that's what's behind the car. But that is basically the interior of the 2024 Land Rover Defender S. If there is some detail on the interior I didn't go in depth enough on, be sure to leave a comment below with your question, or just comment. I'd love to, you know, find you an answer if it's a question, or just kind of discuss the car with you if you just have some comments. If, you know, you find this video probably 3 years after this car is new and you're buying it on the used market, I mean, still drop a question or comment. I'm finding that the videos I have are kind of having that used market appeal now, multiple years down the line. So, you know, don't feel that if you're commenting on my video and it's 3 years old that I'm not going to answer, because I will. So if you have a question, drop it in the comments below. But other than that, thanks for